So, have you seen that Bobby Lee has been being canceled on TikTok?
Yeah, for something we covered, and I covered on Nightwave fucking 3 years ago.
Well, did you see his explanation?
That it was all a fucking bit.
All right, I want to start off this podcast a little differently, guys.
Okay,
all right?
what's happening?
I'm gonna fuck a kid.
And I have to, there's
No, he already
two
did
versions
that. He already did that bit.
I was gonna say that's differently.
of Bobby Lee, right? There's the podcast version, but I have to put on the real Bobby Lee version on for just this first segment, if you guys don't mind.
I don't mind.
There is no difference. You're pretending that this is a character you play when this is really you. You're such a fucking liar. Right off the bat, he's lying.
Okay. So I want to address this.
Yeah, this is literally the thing me and Royce has been doing as a bit since the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Like every time we say something edgy or something, we make up a name and we're like, oh, yeah, I'm the actor that played. Okay, Bobby.
Tijuana story. There's a Tijuana story that
I've seen you act. I've seen you try to act, Bobby. You're not a good actor. You weren't acting.
told on Opie and Anthony. Don't do this with your fucking thing. Don't do that. I told many years
Yeah, how was
ago.
I supposed to know you were acting, Bobby? You didn't say, uh-oh, hot dog during the story.
Yeah, you didn't go, sometimes I do. So,
on Opie and
A little bit of
Anthony,
deep cut.
and
yep.
there's been an uptick, an uproar about this story, and I've always wanted to talk about it, but the people around me are like, you know what, you didn't do anything, it'll die down. But I'm always like, yeah, but I can explain it.
This
And
is
people are always
this is
By the
all
way,
sociopathic lying. This is sociopathic lying. You're lying, Bobby. No one's buying this, right?
like,
No,
yeah, you don't.
no.
don't
When
think-
I covered this years ago, I played the whole O&A clip, and it's, dude, it's not. He wasn't doing a bit, man. And if he was doing a bit, I don't know what the bit was.
That he fucks
You know what
kids.
I mean? Yeah, but that's what I mean. There was no payoff. It wasn't like it was a funny punchline to it.
you should, because you don't want to you want people to focus on it, and
Mickey Bruce goes, do LA comics ever do like comedy?
No.
It's very funny.
this
By
last
the way,
couple of
I
weeks,
like that Bobby's just like, and then everybody's like all focused on. I hate when everybody's all focused on the fact that I took advantage of a sex trafficked child.
Yeah, why are you guys making such a big deal?
Guys, I want to focus on comedy.
Yeah.
been so bad. I just need to say something.
Yeah, were you also the one so let me guess. Kalila fucking jerking off a dog, that was a bit, and her fucking two brothers, that's all the bit. Everything you did that we've made video about is a bit now, right?
And I'm not, I think it's easily explainable. And so let's start from the genesis of the beginning.
I think the genesis.
The genesis is the beginning.
But what is the beginning?
The beginning. The
What's the
genesis
beginning?
means beginning, sir. That's
The beginning.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So can I just say genesis of the beginning?
I will allow.
Thank you, Kalila.
Yeah.
So many years ago, I had to go to New York and play this club called Caroline's. It's world famous. John, why are you smiling? And
Not the time, John.
not the time, John. Are you high?
Oh my god!
bro, weed, bro.
A high level of shock, and I was just like, you know what?
I mean, yeah, you ate like bull testicles.
I know.
on there.
Absurdity. It's absurd.
Right. It was delicious, by the way. So, at the time I had two jokes in my act, right?
Yeah.
The first joke, and they would only work maybe 40%, 30% of the time. The first joke was, it's not as bad. It's like, I went on a date the other day. She seemed pretty young. She looked like Natalie Portman. Pause.
Puppy.
Yeah.
From the movie Professional, right?
Laugh.
It's a switch.
Yeah.
That's what that kind of joke is.
Yeah, it's
Dark.
a switch, bro. It's explaining the craft.
Dark. The second one, wait for the second one. It's way worse.
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
It's way worse the second one. The other joke that I could only get work 20% of the time was my girlfriend's grandma died a couple of weeks ago. And last night we were making love, and she burst into tears while we were making love. And I did what any good boyfriend would do. I power fucked her.
Yeah, 20%.
How's
Yeah,
that a
20%.
joke?
20%.
And how was that worse? At least that one was an adult.
But also, what's the joke?
This LA comedy scene. I mean, I'm trying. I mean, it's like, bro, Fuck off. You're gonna tell me you've gone to Thailand, you fucked hookers. You've talked about fucking underage hookers. So what's a lie? Just the underage part, but you did fuck hookers or you didn't fuck hookers at all? What is it?
Yeah, because if that's not part, then that's not true. Then the part about the joke about Natalie Portman's not true.
It's not, thank you.
Tell the kid you fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a harsh joke. It's fucking terrible. And I took the fucking Natalie Portman joke, that joke. I made up this Tijuana, you know what I mean, story.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
You added 30 Black Marines to your.
I know, I'm going to get to that.
I've heard about this.
Right. So then, but in my mind, I'm like, no one ever talks about the second half of the story.
The
right?
crazy part.
The crazy part. They focus on
The child fucking?
Yeah, they always focus on that annoying fucking nagging part about the fucking kids.
Natalie Portman, whatever. It's terrible. Yeah. It's awful. Okay, but the second half is so crazy, and easily it didn't. It's obvious it didn't happen. So
it's not that obvious.
Let's just give you the run through of what the second half of the story is. I go back to Tijuana a week later. A Mexican guy who's albino.
No. Here's what you're doing. It's not that you've told this joke just here. You've told jokes in the similar, quote unquote, recently on your podcast about going to Thailand and saying these women are of age. Remember we played that? So it'd be one thing if you're like, oh, it's back in the day for a bit for O&A, but you kind of have a pattern of the same thing, and these aren't bits.
And
you're not selling them as bits.
And he's always been openly like a sex degenerate.
Yeah, he's pretending like everything he said. So everything you ever do is a bit. Everything. All your stories, so they're all lies. Or only the stuff that's bad later is a lie. I'm trying to figure that out.
Dwarf with freckles on his face, stronger, and there's a bunch of origin stories. I do too. Right?
You have 10.
Yeah, but
yeah. So it's like, I remember my brother going, one time we were like driving to Koreatown and he goes, you were never molested by a guy with Down syndrome. I go, I know. You know what I mean? Oops,
Okay, so what he's doing is he's explaining either that he's a liar because he's acting like everything when he jokes about something all the time. He's joking about something. Bobby's trying to sell himself like he's always been the guy who lies. Like he's always been the guy who lies and does and but he's not. That's not your character, Bobby. So what you're saying is either you make up these stories, pretend that they're real to get attention, or these things are really happening to you, and now you're going like, holy shit, that makes me look bad. I'm going to say I was kidding. Right?
Yeah, because he's probably I know he's getting some blowback from this.
Yeah, and again, so then the next question is, this whole show you could break it down. Did Kalila jerk off a dog? Was that a bit? She fuck her brothers? That's what I want to know.
By the way, Kalila
that's
fucking dogs is... Kalila fucking dogs is very much cultural appropriation. And I think if I was a white woman,
give me a
I'd be
timestamp,
disgusted.
Virgie, because this is a lot.
I don't know the timestamp. I'm sorry, Bob. I'm
dated
sure
for
it's
10
coming
years.
up.
Hey, you know who would have had the timestamps? Mersh, the great producers over at Infowars.
Oh yeah.
Not only would they have found
That's
the clip, it would have been ready and rocking.
Or honestly,
Yeah.
just the other great producers here.
Yeah.
come over and we have like sweet dinners.
They are
and
better
all
than
of these
me.
things, and like I know who you are. Like there isn't. I can firmly say there are a few people that know you better than me. I told this story because I was like, I have nothing in the.
Here you go.
I said this story 10 years ago on Tiger Belly. I completely left out the Natalie Portman thing, right? Because you just kind of just say it. You don't remember how it really goes.
So I thought the only point of the story was to deliver the Natalie Portman joke and the power fucking thing, which I still don't understand in the context of a joke. So if you're telling a story and the story's sole point is to set up a joke, and now you're telling the story without the punchline, I feel like it's a real story.
But you know the bullet points, and you just kind of make shit up again.
You think Natalie Portman will do Tiger Belly?
I would love to.
She should. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a cat knocking on the door. I'll say this. I know that feeling, not to your extent, because you've been famous for a long time.
But you're a sociopathic whore, and you have to make it about yourself. Kalila, yes, your turn. The floor is yours.
Psychopath.
Sorry.
But like, Like I was on JK News once and I was underslept and I told a story about like
I thought it was funny.
I told this story because I was like, I have nothing in the tank. I have nothing in the tank, and I do like in what entered my brain was a memory of like my much older cousin telling me to jerk off my German Shepherd.
Remember that? Yeah.
And I was like 7 years old.
I know.
I was like 7 years old, right? And he was like,
How old were you when you fucked your brothers?
Well, various.
you
ages.
have to make him happy.
Yeah.
And because he's like humping everything. And I was like, how do I make him happy? And he's like, you just do this. And I ended up like touching, like at 7 years old, like thinking that I had to release my German Shepherds from his like, you know, like
Yeah, you're the
you are.
victim. Yeah, I mean, the German son went, "Rook, rook."
like this reputation that I would ever do this.
It's bad for your brand.
It's bad for
your
my brand.
You fucked your fucking brother, you fucking fuck! Or let me
Jerked
guess,
off a
was
dog.
that a bit too?
And jerked off a dog. To be fair.
There's no, it's first off, Bobby's lying, but on top of that, fucking, even with a terrible story about potentially being a pedophile, Kalila has to fucking still make it about herself. Why would you want to interject yourself in this story? I would be like sitting there quietly, be like, I'm not getting you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm not. You know, I'm not gonna be part of your fucking pedo story. But instead, hold on, Mersh, hold on, hear me out. But instead, she goes, wait a second, it's not about me for a second. Yeah, you might be a pedo, but I jerked off a dog.
Yeah, I would be doing the opposite. Like, wow, you
Fucking
fucked
what?
a kid? That's way worse than fucking a dog. Anybody that fucked a dog would be like a way better person than like you that fucked a child.
That's for fucking sure. What are you doing, man?
But you know, but you know what? But this whole thing though has, like I'm no longer on social media anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either if you said you fucked somebody that looked like Natalie.
Yeah, I mean,
Portman.
honestly, if I came out and multiple times told a story in vivid detail, recalling how I fucked a child sex slave, I would probably, you know, there'd be a little bit of a Twitter cooldown time for me.
I may never go back.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm so much happier about it. It's like I just, why? You know what I mean? I feel just so I'm like just doing other things, and I'm not scrolling, and I'm not, you know what I mean? It's I think you know in many
But did social media give you like I don't think that people should drive you away from it if at one point social
No, of course you don't, because if you leave social media, then you will have no attention. And because you're not just an attention, but a regular whore, you have to have it all the time, even if it means degrading people around you, potential friends, even enemies. Doesn't matter, because it's all about you, Kalila. I am astonished. I'm always astonished, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I am astonished that I could watch a video that's supposed to be about Bobby Lee defending whether or not he fucked a child, and Kalila can still be the worst part of that video. It really blows my mind that you could do that. I mean, that is some fucking magic. That is some Jordan flu game shit to come into this video and still be the worst part about a child fucking video. That's not about you. How do you do that, Kalila? I have to know. Is it some sort of half Filipino magic? I want to know. Holy fuck. It astonishes me that she's that horrible of a person.
She is definitely in our Hall of Fame, probably one of the worst people I think I've ever seen. And that's saying something, because, you know, her boyfriend probably fucked the kid.
media posting about your life
But she almost jerked off a puppy.
made you happy. You should reclaim that.
Yeah, but I don't know. This time around, the comments were so brutal.
Because they think you fucked a child and you've never cleared it up. I can't believe that it's not like they're going like, oh, ching chong Chinaman, you ching chong, ching ching chingity chong.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is funny. But they're fucking saying stuff because they think it's like, it's like the Louis C.K. joke. It's like, yeah, maybe pro-lifers are mad because they think you're literally murdering a baby. Maybe these people are mad because they think you actually fucked a kid. You think about that just for a second, Bobby? Then maybe that's why these comments. How are you the victim here? I would argue the victim is somewhere in Tijuana.
You know what I mean?
Well, the victim's
you know,
probably already like 30 years old, or has had all their limbs chopped off and
Or both.
stuck in a burning tire.
your mom and your whole family should kill yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You should stick a shotgun to your mouth and blow your head off. And when you read stuff like that, you just kind of go, you know what I mean? Like, the last couple of, I just been going to A meetings and just
You're not the victim here, Bobby. You fucking
he is.
asshole.
It's
First
honestly
off,
he's getting gang stalked by alt-right trolls.
He blew past the kid fucking story. He just blew past it.
Well, this is the new blueprint. I mean, this is what everybody does. This
And
is
now
the new,
you're the victim, Bobby. These people, and us included, and we're not fucking retards, Bobby. This
we call this the Taylor Lorenz.
By the way, Bobby, this little fucking game you're playing might work with a bunch of stupid normies. We've been doing this too fucking long, okay? We've seen people like you. We've seen these explanations time after time after time, all the time. And you're doing the same playbook. You are sitting here saying, it's just a joke. I'm just joking. If it was a joke, the very first time you heard that accusation, you go, look, guys, I was fucking around on a show. I don't know what you're talking about. But you didn't. You let it build and you let it build until it became insurmountable. And then it became like, I better explain myself. Here's the issue, Bobby. You did this to yourself. You're not a victim. Listen, I don't know whether you did it or not, Bobby. Only you would know. And maybe you were joking. Maybe you're a fibber. Maybe you are. And that's probably the best case scenario here if you're a liar. But if you're not, and everybody thought you were telling the truth except for you're saying 3 people around you, because even when you listen to him saying on O&A, everyone on O&A thought he was telling the truth too. They didn't think he was joking, you know? Fucking Anthony was writing down the address. So, I'm just saying. So anyway, so my point is that do not fucking play this game with us, Bobby. This might work with stupid little normie Twitter retards, but it doesn't fucking work with us. All right? So either say it was a joke, fucking I should have done that. I'm a fucking idiot for not clearing it up. I get why people are mad at me. But the one thing you shouldn't do is try to play the victim. You LA comics have been you've been in therapy so long that they fried any fucking human circuits in your brain. You're basically just a bunch of catchphrases that you would see in a white girl's house. That's what you are. You're the Instagram feed of a fucking white spinster. That's all your talking points. She was even saying the LA comic talk. Oh no, you should tell your truth. Oh, don't let anyone silence you. Okay? You know, you should live your life. You guys, you shouldn't. Sometimes you should shut your mouth. Sometimes your truth is stupid. And if more people told you your truth is stupid, you'd probably fuck less kids. Sorry.
Or at least not get so comfortable that you just openly tell your kid fucking stories.
No, I know. It's like that's how chill you are with your kid fucking stories.
Yeah. Because, dude, that's what happened. This is what an age of tolerance and nobody having any shame brought us. It's like just, you're supposed to, like, it's okay, man. You know, that's like you said, your truth, man.
I'm so
But
fucking
he's playing right out of Taylor Lorenz's fucking playbook. It's, you know, do something obnoxious. Then when people come after me, I'm like, wow, I'm a victim. I've had to go into hiding.
Just fuck up, man. You're not the victim here, okay? Bobby. You
know what I mean, trying to meditate and this and that, but it's like, it was pretty brutal. And, you know, I would just burst into tears driving down the street.
It's called regret.
It was fucking terrible. And I just don't know if I want to go back, you know?
Yeah, he's crying like fucking Patrick Swayze at the end of Donnie Darko.
And I'm going to take a...
That's a good reference. Everyone think about it.
Right.
I know. It was a very good reference. I just been so long since I never liked that movie. I was always one of those that didn't get it.
Well, the end of the movie, for those that don't know Donnie Darko, he was filming child porn in his basement and he was breaking down because he remembered it.
Vacation on my own. I've never done that in my life. Like, you know, like Ari did that, the Jew. You know what I mean? He would be in Thailand or, I mean, the Great Wall with his backpack, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Running from the Kobe thing, you know?
You should take...
Can you
This
at
is
least...
funny.
Bobby, can you at least be funny?
Or at least, all right, hear me out on this, Royce.
Please?
Maybe just during this segment where you're talking about the 12-year-old you allegedly raped,
Don't
maybe be less tone deaf. You know? Like, if you're not going to be funny, then don't laugh like a morning zoo show, because now you're not being funny and also being tone deaf.
You know? Yeah. But even you know, like my friends that have said crazy things and this and that, it's like, you know, the internet's fickle. It dies down, and because when Ari did the Kobe thing, I was like, oh, he's done.
Do not compare all Ari telling a joke about fucking Kobe, which is 100% legal, and then people going after him because they couldn't take a fucking joke, to people getting mad because they believe you're fucking a kid's story. Those things are not the same. Stop. Don't you love when people do that? When they go, hey, me and you, we're this. It's like looking in a freaking mirror. No, it's not, sir.
Cut from the same cloth.
No, it is fucking not. All right, we're done with this. We get the point.
I do believe it's a real story though, because I've
Yeah.
heard the story told on O&A, and I've played it before, and it's
Me too.
It's not fun. It's not a fun story.